Hey, and welcome back to John's Kitchen. So tonight we're gonna make up a recipe, kind of, something I actually might have seen on TV, and I'm gonna modify it and try to remember it and try something interesting. So we're gonna do an Italian take on chicken and waffles. So we're gonna start by actually making the waffles out of spaghetti. So this is a little bit of leftover spaghetti. I'm gonna add in some Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna give it a little bit of beaten egg here to kind of help bind it up a little bit. Give a little salt and pepper. Not a lot of salt because the Parmesan has salt in it. A little bit of pepper in there. And then we're actually going to use a little bit of pancake batter, or waffle batter, I suppose, right? But not a lot, because we're actually going to make the chicken with this. So just a little bit of pancake batter in there, and that's just really to help bind it a little bit more as well. So we're just going to toss that together here, and then we're going to end up just putting this into the waffle iron over here, which I have already preheated. And so you guys are going to get to see this experiment in real time, because I've never made this recipe before, and I'm totally making this up and filming it simultaneously. So we shall see how this goes. Okay, so it's kind of nice and gooey here, which I think is exactly what we're looking for. So let's give it a shot. Let's try it. Yeah, throw it all in there, right? See what happens. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes and see how it goes. So, looking like this is done, and we've looked at it here. It's nice and brown, so we're gonna see if I can take this out without completely ruining it. So, this is where the challenge is gonna be, and I think I'm gonna need another tool, which is gonna be basically this fork. There we go. So that's looking pretty good right there. Next step is we're actually going to make the chicken. So I've got the chicken already, and I'm just going to coat it with pancake batter, and I'm going to deep fry it, and then we'll be back for the final assembly and the broiling. Now it's time to assemble it all together. So we have the chicken. So first thing I'm going to do is just lay the chicken right here on top of the waffles, if you want to call it that. They're actually made out of spaghetti. And then I'm going to set those all here on top. Maybe. All right, use my fingers. And then, so we'll cover that with a little bit of marinara sauce. And probably could use a little more marinara. And I will just tell you right off the bat here, I'm actually using it out of a can because I did not make it from scratch today. So a little more marinara on the top. Cover it with some fresh mozzarella. If you're in Richmond, I highly recommend Tom Leonard's for fresh mozzarella. They make it in the store every day, and it is the best that I've actually had of fresh mozzarella in a really, really long time. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is stick that in the broiler for just a few minutes, and we'll see it as it comes all melted out, and it's gonna be basically a combination of chicken and waffles and chicken Parmesan all together. So let's see how it turns out. All right, it's been in the broiler for about 4 minutes. Let's take it out. And here we go, look at that. Got a nice little toasty crust on top. And there's your combination chicken and waffles, chicken Parmesan. Totally made up the recipe by kind of watching somebody do it on TV and didn't really write it down. And so this is what you get. Bon appetit.